Spill right here, quick. It's like it's supposed to happen. This one right here. Yo, goddamn. Let me justify my thug on this one right here. It goes 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, rock, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, the party about to pop then. It's your boy, yes, shot, and I ain't never been in jail. I ain't never pay a nigga to do no dirt for me. I was scared to do myself. I will never tell, even if it means sitting in a cell. I ain't never ran, never will. I ain't never been smacked. The nigga better keep his hands to himself or get clapped for what's under that man's belt. I never ask for nothing, I don't demand of myself. Honesty, loyalty, friends, and then wealth. Death before dishonor, and I tell you what else. I tighten my belt before I beg for help. Foolish pride is what held me together through the years I wasn't built, which is why I ain't never played myself. I just play the hand I'm dealt. I can't say I've never knelt before God and asked for better cause and time to no avail. But I never sat back feeling sorry for myself. If you don't give me heaven, I raise hell. It's heaven. For you, for me. For you, justify my blood. For you, if you shoot my dog, I'll kill your cat. Just the unwritten laws in rap. Know that for every action is a reaction. Don't have me relaxing, relaxing's what I'm about. But about mine, don't be acting like you can't see street action. Take me back to reasonable doubt time. You see my mind's on the finish line, facing the wreck. I put my motherfucking faith in the tech. Tell Satan not yet. You understand I'm chasing my breath. I am narrowly escaping my death. Oh yes, I am the Michael Schumacher, the rock, the traveling Mach 5, barrel in my apparel can stop God. God forgive me, but I can't let them deliver me to you until I won this race. And eventually my engine gonna burn out. I get whatever is meant for me, however it turns out fine. Red line, go for you, justify my blood. Let's get it. Who with me this evening? Let's get it. We sing it 949, we both lose our sight. The two wrongs don't make it right. But when you've been wrong and you know all along that it's just one life, at what point does one fight? Good question, right? When you knock the ball, try to put your dogs in it. 10 and a half, 4 minutes and a half. Bet that stops all the grinning in the last. When you play the game of life and the win ain't in the bag. When your options is none and the pen is on the tab. Or the block, biggest chain and tightest limits on the app. Try to cop a shop, call they self-cleansing in the cash. But can't put their name on paper cause then you on blast. Mr. President, is drugs in our residence. Tell me what you want me to do. Come break bread with us. Mr. Governor, I swear there's a cover up. Every other corner there's a liquor store. Fuck us up. Good evening. I got a good one today, y'all. Damn, telling you. But I think all of them good. Let's break this shit down like this. Let's go. Come here. Come on. Let me ask you something. My bad. Good evening. It is Wyatt on Wyatt-Live, 5 p.m. drive home show, y'all. I know I look a little different today, don't I? Guess where I'm at? I'm in the city of Cincinnati. What's up? The nasty natty. I'm home. I'm here. What's good with everybody? How's everybody doing? How's life? The weather is good. The weather is good. It's not quite Florida, but the weather is good, and I'm loving it. The cicadas are gone. I don't care what y'all say. I'm not scared of them. I just don't deal with them. They mess your car up. They flood. They mess your sewer lines up. They do it all. They just nasty. And if I ain't got to deal with it, why deal with it? Don't hate. Don't hate. Don't hate. I heard somebody, I got a DM the other day.
on some old crazy shit. Why, you can get your sedity ass on back to Cincinnati. The cicadas about gone. By the time you land, they'll be dead. I said, okay, well, thank you. I appreciate the free information. Anyway, I'm just finishing out my workout. The one thing I will say this. Now, I ain't trying to be funny, but this is the truth. I put a lot of people first in my life. I put a lot of people first, but I got to put myself first one time, sometime. And that is my workout. I'll do things for, people and my family. I'm supposed to do that. Y'all hear something? Let me see something. I hear something here. I'm trying to figure out what I'm listening to, what I hear. Oh, maybe it's the phone line. My apologies. But what's up with everybody? Hello. Let me introduce myself. I am Wyatt. I am special. I am essential. And welcome to Studio R here in Cincinnati. Yeah. Here in Cincinnati. I feel real good about it. Tomorrow we'll be back with our regular setup. I'm having to mount the screen up that you normally see. You know how we normally have our setup with the Wyatt-Live in the background, the whole nine. That room in there, that studio is almost complete. I'm just mounting the thing up so you'll be able to see everything. We'll do everything the way we do it normally. Today, I just wanted to go with a little different flow. I figured this will help. New background, whatever. It's not new. This is just what I'm doing today. I got my man 50 with me. I got my people. I got my Set It Off crew. Y'all know I got a lot of art in my home. These are what they call ash dye paintings. All right. They're really, really nice. It's something that I do. I collect movie art. Okay, I got my man 50 because he's an executive producer. I look up to 50. That's my man Curtis. He's cool. And then I got Queen and Slim over on the other wall. I don't know if y'all ever seen the movie Queen and Slim, but it's the dopest movie I've ever seen. It's one of the dopest movies that never got really much traction because most people don't really, a lot of people don't follow low budget movies. I'm a low budget movie dude, especially when it's executive produced by black folks and starred by black folks. I'm always there to support it. I don't, my wife and them call me, my mother used to call me the B movie dude. Like I used to always support all these low budget B movies. I don't know what it is, but I think I was the first one that really understood what Spike Lee was going through at one point. He didn't have much budget to do the things. His greatest movies were at the shortest budgets. So big up to Spike Lee. Hey, listen, I got a couple things I want to get into before we get to topic. Let me get rid of my towel. I'm still wet. I do have enough respect to work out and then come down, take a shower, and then come do the show. But listen, a couple things I want to get into real fast before we get to topic. Yesterday, we had a pretty good show, I felt. We had a pretty good show yesterday. Yesterday, we talked about some things that were off topic of what we never even got to our topic. So we were talking about things, man. Let me pull up a couple of the notes. We talked about the gun violence and Biden. President Joe Biden, pardon me, him implementing these new rules that are not going to affect anything that we see today as a problem. I'm sorry. I stick to what I say. I read some of the DMs. I've been listening to CNN. I've been listening to Fox. I've been listening to all of the fake newses. I've been listening to everybody. I've been listening to opinions. I've been listening to, everybody that has something to say about what he did. What he's going to do, implement. And I just know what I said was right. Why are you penalizing gun shops and shit like that? Like I said, there are no crack houses that sell crack legally. There's no cocaine stores in your neighborhood. So what makes you think people are not going to access these drugs or access to these guns even with them not being legal? I don't understand that. Somebody help me out with that. Make me understand how this is gonna. I don't get it. Let me see. I got a comment or two. My bad. I'm just trying to get to the beginning. Sinclair, what's good? Sinclair says, what's up? Good evening, Wyatt family. What's good to Sinclair? We're going to go to the whole thing. We're going to get everybody in here today. I got time today. Hello, Wyatt family. This is from Stephanie Hyde. Hello, Wyatt family. You are back in Cincy. I see my favorite picks. Or do you have those at your estate in Florida? I do not. Florida's a little bit different for me. I don't have this there. This is here in Cincinnati. I'm back in Cincinnati for a few days. Donnie Williams says, my brother Wyatt. Now, y'all see how my brother Donnie, we childhood, we sandboxes. You see how he jumping in now? We bros now. My brother wouldn't say shit to me last week, right? He found the receipt. Him and his Father's Day gift and all that old Father's Day shit over the weekend is all settled in. He didn't got used to his gift. So he's feeling good about it. So now he can comment because he know Miss Williams will be on his ass and take any love, anything he got over Father's Day and all that shit and love your daddy days and all that. The gift is secure. He done secured the bag. So now he figured he can come up and say some shit now. He want to say something now. Oh man, what a brother, boy. You my brother, you your brother's keeper, right? Crystal Willwright, my sandbox says, good evening, Wyatt-Live family. Good evening. And she threw up the red and the blue love signs. Let me explain something to you guys when it comes down to the love signs with me. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm starting to send happy birthday to people on Facebook. I have not a clue who they are. I ain't gonna lie to you. If I see a post and they be like, hey, say happy birthday to my 4-year-old. I don't know that person, nor do I know the 4-year-old. But for some odd damn reason, with me having a birthday in December, I know how important it is to get love. So the more happy birthdays you get, the more hearts and the more comments you get, it makes your day. So I'm just going to be honest and tell you that the reason why I send happy birthdays to everybody with a little heart or whatever is because, quite frankly, I want to try to help make their day special. It's already special. They don't know me. But one more, if you can go from having 150 happy birthdays to 200 to 250, I mean, we all need to do our part. Help somebody feel good on a special day. It shouldn't even really have to take that. But let's just try to help people feel good about their day. Michelle Hardy says, good evening, everybody. Good evening, Michelle. Get to that dealership. I'm just kidding. Donnie Williams say, I see you still got DJ skills. Yeah, bro, that's like riding a bike for me. I still could do mixtapes. I could still do all that shit. The only problem is it would take me a week to make a mixtape that they can make in 15 minutes because I'm an old school dude. Like I use I still got 1,200 turntables. I still have an amplifier and I still run wires where everything else is Wi-Fi. That'll cut through the whole chase, bro. I still plug shit up when they just connect things through Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. I'm sorry, through Bluetooths. Who is this that's saying something to us? Stephanie Hyde, welcome home. Thank you, cuz. Who is this? Let's see here. Stephanie Hyde say, I saw that wait a minute, hold on, I'm sorry. I saw that, like trying we're hating because you got out of here. Oh yeah, you talking about me leaving because of the cicadas. I mean, I got other business to take care of in Florida and I do other things. The cicada thing was just kind of like a joke, but I wasn't trying to be here while they were here, but I was just having fun with it. Hello, Nettie Workman. I'm sorry, Miss Nettie. I call you Miss Nettie because I kind of butcher your name all the time, and that's on me. My apologies. Levita says, good evening, Wyatt family. Haven't been here last 2 shows. I'm here for it. Where you been, if I may ask? I seen your post. You out funning. You can't take no time with us. You out funning. Is it birthday time or something? You out funning. Levita, we see you. You can't put them posts up and we not see you. We see you. Let's see here. Miss Nettie says is on Netflix. What's on Netflix? I'm sorry. Oh, maybe one of the movies. Either Queen and Slim. Is it really on Netflix now? Y'all need to peep that. That's a dope ass movie, especially for the woke. I'm gonna stop calling them fake woke. I'm gonna say the woke. Yeah, let the woke see it. Let the woke see how these streets are running out here. I don't want to spoil the the movie, but let them see how shit really go out here and who be getting who in trouble and who telling and who doing what, even when we innocent, even when we making certain kind of moves. See how we do each other for the bag. That shit is 100. It's real. Let's see what you say to me, Miss Nettie. I seen that today and questioned it. What was that? I'm moving a little slow with my comments, bringing them up on the screen, but my apologies. Did you write the administration to voice your opinion, Miss Workman? I don't know. I'm so far behind. Let me skip some of this stuff and get caught up. Donnie says, yes, sir. I know what I was saying was right, Donnie. You're laughing now. Good evening, family. Mildred Johnson, good evening to you, too. Keisha Royal says, hey, Randy. I remember, hey, Keisha, if you still here, I'm going to say something that you and I only know, babe. This is an inside joke. I got to say it to Keisha. Keisha don't come here all the time, but I'm going to she's a good friend. All right. Hey, Keisha, I'm about to go get something to eat. You want something? I'll be back. Yo, if my little sister Keisha is on here, she know exactly what I mean when I say that. Because what happens is this: Keisha and I work together. What I do now, I worked for my godfather. All right, everybody knows Leroy Jones was a bondsman in the city of Cincinnati for 40 years. All right, she had to trip out on that when I said that. There she go laughing. She know exactly. So look, I will go to court every morning. Okay, courtroom A, Justice Center, and handle my business. And I would come back to the office with Pops. He's my godfather. All right. And, things wouldn't shake for me then. I was a young guy, a young pup in the industry. And she already know. I'm going to leave this comment on the screen, Keish, because you know exactly where I'm going with this. So I would come back to the office, after court. And right after court, I come back. Keish would be in the office. She ran the office. She was the office manager, and she was running the office. Did a great job. And her and I had this eye contact about how shit was going. And I would sit in the office for what, Keish, maybe 15 minutes at the max. And it's like 10 o'clock in the morning. My day was over at that point. I look at Keish, and my way to get out of the office, I would always be like, "Hey, Keish, I'm about to go get something to eat. You want me to bring you something back?" And she knew that meant deuces. I was out. She knew that it was the exit. She knew that she wasn't going to see me again till tomorrow. That was our little inside thing. And we just she already knew. It got to a point where I had done it so consistently where when she said, "You about to go get something to eat?" And I'd be like, "Hey, yeah, I'm going. You want me to bring you something back?" She'd be like, "Nah, bro, I want to eat today. I don't want to eat tomorrow." So that's what's up, Keish. What's good with you? I'm glad you joined us for this show. Maybe you'll come around and see some more. Come around with us and stick around sometime. Hey, listen, I want to talk. I got something to say. I got something I want to talk about real fast. It's very, very brief. First, let me just say this before I get into what I'm going to talk about. We're going to talk about today. Phone lines are going to be open here in a minute. There's the number on the screen. Here's what I want to talk. I got to ask you a question. And don't leave me because I'm just going to bring this up. This ain't the topic, and we ain't going to talk about this shit long, I promise, because I'm done with politics. We're not going to talk politics today at all. But I do have a question for y'all. Are y'all starting to understand and believe your boy now when I say shit like Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris be on some bullshit? Is it just me? Do y'all know that she's on her way down to the border as of come Friday? Why are you on your way to the border now? Because maybe you've been getting pressured to do so. You know this shit don't make no. You already know you had no intentions of going. It meant absolutely nothing to you. It only meant something to you when the last administration was leaving kids out there and breaking them away from their moms. You know the same shit that's happening right now that y'all ain't saying nothing about. And it's more than quadrupled. It's more than 10 times. It's more than 100. It's like 100,000 to 1 ratio of what you was bitching and complaining about from one administration. You've done the same thing and you haven't done anything to be accountable for it. Now you want to go to the border on Friday to address the problem that I've been trying to tell my community that's existing. I know the news don't show nothing. The news don't tell you nothing because they part of what's going on. They have to be. But I will say this. I'm glad she's going. But can I paint a picture for you real fast without y'all getting mad at me? Can I do that? Can I paint a picture real fast without everybody getting mad at me? Y'all already know what she's going to do when she get down there, right? First of all, I wrote it down. She's going to El Paso, Texas. Okay. El Paso, Texas has a border, but it's not the aggressive crossing border. See, the bullshit be in the details. She's going to one of the least affected border spots where the problem is occurring. Stephanie Hines says she's going to the border to make it look good, like she's really going to improve the situation. Bingo. She's only going because she's trying to give that presence, trying to act like she's on it. She ain't been to Europe yet. Who heard her say that dumb shit? She still ain't been to Europe. I don't know how that was relevant. See, that was that I really don't know shit. That was that when I told y'all what they was going through in them debates. Remember when I was like, all she did was laugh shit off and she would say things and all she could do was play on the emotions of people versus giving a legitimate comment or a rebuttal to a situation? She couldn't. And she's in the same situation now. But let me explain. I'm going to paint a picture so I don't have to say I told you so. I'm going to tell you how this shit is going to work out. She's going to El Paso, Texas, which has a border. But let me just give you the significance of how far away, how this is really, really, really not making any sense. It's almost like, okay, we're in Cincinnati. Let's say that the Ohio River is the border between the United States and Mexico. Okay, let's just say Serpentine Wall down there is where they crossing. The major high traffic area. Okay, that's where they coming in. Well, she's going to visit somewhere as far away from the major problem as almost Columbus, Ohio. Let me give her the benefit of the doubt. It's actually like Dayton. Instead of an hour away, it's probably more like 45 minutes, 35 to 45 minutes away from the major juice of the problem. Where the cartels are coming in at, where the drugs and the alcohol, the drugs and the narcotics, the what do they call that shit? What is that high potent drug? It's slipping my mind. You know what I'm saying? The shit they make that dog out of. You know what I'm saying? That you know what I'm saying? Somebody put it up there for me. Morphine, not morphine, but that one shit that gets your life in jail right now. Fentanyl. She ain't going around that. She going to the nice part. She going to the nice part of the problem. There you go. Steven Speed. Good evening, bro. He said fentanyl. He put it up there for me. What's up, Black Russia? Yeah, we talked about that yesterday, bro. The 16-year-old, I was under the impression the 16-year-old, during the show yesterday, I was told that the 16-year-old actually passed away yesterday. But I've also gotten some information that he passed today as well. I heard through some other sources. So let me see. Stephanie Hines says President Biden throws Vice President Harris a bone every now and then. So she is not idle. She has really not been in the forefront. No, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't really necessarily mad at sis. I ain't mad at her. Biden put her in a situation where where she couldn't shine, she couldn't win, and I mean, it's her job. You know, she got the job of the White House where, like the people who in the parade, everything in the parade is fun, the clowns and all the animals and shit walking down the street. Well, Vice President Harris, I hate to put it this way, but she's the one with the shovel. And every time that the elephants and the horses do what they do in the middle of the street, she's behind it, keeping shit clean. I'm just being honest with you. But she's not going to do a good job at that because shit is shit. Shit is shit. And if you wouldn't have tried to make it seem like shit didn't stink or shit was real funky in the last administration, you didn't think that you was going to have to still shovel some of that shit that you was criticizing somebody about. Yeah, the same shit you was criticizing, now you in it. So show us how you do things different. So what you did is you chose El Paso, Texas, who does not have the same type of problem that the major border spots have. Just check out the small details. It says a lot. I'm telling you. Look at the small details. All right. Keisha Royal says, so she going to Westchester. You damn right. She ain't down on Serpentine Wall. She ain't down there over the Rhine where the border, where they coming through and they got to deal with the cartel. That's not where she's going. She's going to the place where some of the people, to be honest with you, there are levels of people. There are different levels of people crossing the border. If you've seen any of, so hold on one second. Let me see something here. If you've seen any of the pictures of people crossing the border, come on, man. Stop trying to make it don't act like it's a bunch of kids running over here with no shoes on and shit. Come on, man. I'm watching some people that got some sense. Some of these little young girls I've seen that they interviewed they're bilingual. They speak English. They speak their native tongue. They speak other language. And they coming over here. They're articulate. They have on glasses. They go to school over in their country. They're just coming here for the better opportunity. I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad, but they got to do it the right way. Here's the problem. There's different levels of people who come. There are educated people that are coming. Have you seen some of the people that's crossing over in that water? Shit, they wearing Tommy jeans and Tommy Hilfiger shirts and got wallets in the back pocket. People are paying to get here. They're not just crossing over 30 miles of desert, 130 miles of desert. That's not what they doing. They're paying cartels to be here. And ain't nobody on this wave right here, ain't none of y'all never been involved with no cartel. And if you have, just don't say you have. But if you've ever dealt with a cartel, your debt to them is never paid. I don't give a damn if they give you a price of $10,000 to bring your entire family to America. Your debt is never paid. So Justin Sharp says she would be a damn fool to go exactly where the problem is and cartels are at. No. I mean, the cartels ain't sitting on the line. What I'm saying is the ones that are using the cartel. See, that's what I'm saying. The levels of people that are coming are different. The people that are being drugged here by the cartels and the sex trafficking, they're not going to see that in El Paso. They're not going to see the dead bodies right across the border that didn't quite make it. They're not going to see that. So she can't possibly they're not going to drag a dead body up while she's up here. They're not going to, while she's in El Paso, they're not going to do that. But down in some of the higher, and Wrangler and Renegade and shit like that, they can drag a body up from somebody that then passed away. Or they could talk to the more brutal people, the people that have been brutalized. That's where it is in other parts. You can talk to a 13-year-old girl who's been raped. You ain't gonna get that in El Paso. Get out of here. She knows she ain't gonna get that shit. You don't think intelligence told her some intelligent shit to do? That's what they there for. I ain't gonna talk about this all day because it's on the politic line and I ain't on it today. Man. It's the truth, though. If we don't want to hear the truth, I guess we shouldn't even really be talking about it. Black Russia says, oh, wow. Inquirer said let me put my tools on for this. Black Russia said, oh, wow. Inquirer said today, nevertheless, the young black on black crime is interesting. Some 19-year-old on bike with Uzi in plain sight. Hot summer, alt middle. It's going to be a whole lot of that. It ain't even start getting hot yet. I'm in Cincinnati. I don't know why. I don't know why. I mean, it's about to get crazy. It's about to get crazy. Kids gonna be outside all day and night. When the weather get good, things get crazy. Black Russia said also, shit, I would, but the VP. What she say? Shit, I would, but the VP. Now I don't know what you mean. I must have left that one. Shit, I would hit the VP. Oh, he said he would hit the VP. I got you. Got you. I'm just gonna let the stuff hit the screen. My apologies. I don't want to talk about that. I just wanted to make the cry. I wanted everybody to know what was going on. Vice President Harris will be in the border. She's going to Westchester. No, I'm just playing. She's going to El Paso, Texas, and that's going to be where she visits the border, and she's going to take some pictures. Now, take it from me first. Say you heard it from me first. Here's her reaction when she gets there. I shouldn't be laughing. I'm not laughing. Take it from me first. Here's her reaction. She's going to pretend like this is tragedy. She's going to have that ain't look on her face. She's going to have that I can't believe this shit. Oh my God, we are going to have to get this together. She's going to have that type of approach. Like, lady, you ain't been down there in 80-something days, and the shit has been all over the place for you to see and hear about. Don't act brand new when you get down there. Don't act like this shit just started like a few days ago. Let me say this to you. Do you see how, who heard of the tragedy that just happened in Florida last night? 1 o'clock in the morning, a building fell down. Did anybody see that? Has anybody seen that tragedy? Has anybody seen that it was 131 units in this high-rise apartment building? It's a condo building, and like half of it, more than half of it, has fallen at 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning. Can you imagine being like the third level of like what, 25 floors? Can you imagine all that coming down? I think they pronounced 1 dead. 51 missing. Can you imagine that? But with me telling you this, I think I have video of it as well. I could show it if you like. Me saying this, me telling you this, let me be honest and tell you. Do you see how that's considered a tragedy? I mean, of course it's a tragedy, but do you see how they're making it so important that public officials such as the mayors from 3 surrounding areas are right on site? They're bringing in their police departments and their special forces to help. They're bringing in fire and EMTs and all that to help the situation because it's a tragedy like right now. And the governor, it didn't take him but an hour to get there from wherever he was. He was there within an hour. You see how these tragedies and these things that they're considered disasters are happening? If you don't consider what's going on at the border a disaster, I don't know what's wrong with you. So why is it taking why do we have a separation, a push between administrations? Why are the mayors having problems with the governors and then the governors turn around and have problems with the administration, our presidents and all that stuff? Why don't they go down there and handle what is considered to be a disaster? Why did it take this long to even get eyes on it from the White House? I don't understand. I know why, but nobody will talk about that. I know exactly why. I'll keep that comment to myself. I know this is a talk show, but I'll leave that one up. I got it. I'll keep that one to myself. Phone line is on the screen if you want to call in. Area code 513-310-0546. It's the Wyatt 5 p.m. drive home show. Main topic of the day is one that we were going to cover yesterday and we didn't get to it. But let me ask you. Is the customer always right? But before we get into that, let me see if I had that video. Let me see if I have the video Give me 2 ticks. Let me just see while we're here. And I want to see if I have that video on deck of the building. If not, I got something else I want you to watch. And I want to know if you think.
Hi.
Wrong video. My apologies. I do not have the video. I'm looking at it here now. I do not have the video that I wanted to show on the building falling down because I want to make sure that I have the right one. They can block my videos because if I use a TV station or something like that without permission, they can block the show from showing it. And I don't want to block. I don't want to do anything that's going to get us, banned or anything from Facebook. And so I want to honor their copyright laws. Sorry about that. I'm looking at it now. All right. But anyway, I do have one other thing I'd like to talk about real fast before we get into the topic. Something that really bothers me. I heard on a show today some people talking about, can you hit the share for me real fast while I take a sip of my sweet tea? I'm going to give a free endorsement right now. Lord have mercy. Thank you for Gold Peak. This is Gold Peak. This is that noise I'm hearing. My Gold Peak tea. It's real brewed tea. Should I do a commercial? It's real. It's cold. It's Gold Peak, and it's a lemon tea. And I get it in Florida, but now they have brought it to Ohio. Now they've always had that. 2 years ago they had it, and I was buying it like crazy. But they did away with the lemon tea, and they did this lemonade tea. And I got used to it. I drank it. I got used to it. But I've been blessed. They came back with the lemon tea. So I have absolutely emptied Kroger's. When I got back to Cincinnati, I had to come back and get some groceries and do that type of personal stuff, and deodorant and a few other items. Anybody had to get some more toothpaste. I had to do things, human things. And I just happened to say, let me get some juice. And Lord have mercy, they had my sweet tea with lemon. New bottle, new everything. I bought every one they had. I don't know what I'm going to do with, what was it? 12, 13 of them. But I know I'm going to drink them. But like, you should see my refrigerator right now. It's like full of all that. I threw a bunch of other stuff away, just filled it up with the juice. I'm on a diet. I'm on a juice diet. Still trying to get myself together for the calendar. I'm working on it. I'm slimming down a little bit. I'm starting to hit the iron a little bit, getting in there, doing what I need to do. Let me explain what I heard today. Minding my own business, I had a show on, and I'm listening to people talk about crime. Major crime going on in cities across the United States. Now, I get a little irritated when I hear people talk about, that's like me trying to sit here and have an auto mechanic show. Like, I'm not going to sit here. If I can't instruct you to like, go get an oil change, that's the best I'm going to be able to do. Oh yeah, you look like you got a slow leak. That's it. I'm not here to try to tell you what to do. Like, oh yeah, change the fuse. That ain't what I do. Or yeah, you got to add so much. I don't know. I think I know when brakes are bad because you start hearing the rotors and you get a grind and the wheel starts to shake. I get that. That's basic. But am I going to try to tell somebody how to change, the brakes pads and all? I'm not going to do that. So I get a little irritated when I hear people talking about crime. The justice system itself. I get a little irritated by that because a lot of misinformation come from not only the callers or the people that are listening who want to call in and say something or type something in. Not only is that a lot of misinformation, sometimes the hosts don't know what the hell they're talking about. I'm just being honest. And they take misinformation that is brought to the show And then they look like a superstar by explaining how dumb the misinformation is, when in fact you got a bunch of damn misinformation yourself the way you see it. Here's what I heard today a few times, different shows. People are fighting about bail reform states. I heard somebody say something ridiculous today. A caller called in and talked to someone and said, they are letting murderers out of jail pending a murder case with no bond. That's misinformation. That's misinformation. I don't know any judge, progressive, left-winger, conservative. I don't know any of them that are allowing someone who has a pending murder case to get out on an OR bond. I haven't seen that in my 18, 19-year career. Not seen that one. I've seen someone with a murder pending out on $1 million bond with home incarceration, surrendering your passport or whatever the hell you have. I've seen that. But I have not seen someone facing a murder get out on an OR bond with no ties to the court, but just we'll see you when you get back. So I want to deaden that. And the host gave him the business about it, and the host was right. But I think what happened is, I think the person who was trying to get their point across about violent criminals are getting out with no bond, I think the way that person should have addressed the question or made their comment come across, I think what they did is they pinned themselves into a corner by saying people that are we got murderers out on the street that shouldn't even be out on bond. And I'm like, that's not the way to say that, because that's not true. That's not true. I don't care how far left a judge is. I just don't see murderers out on the streets pending a murder case and they out murdering other people. So of course, this particular person took advantage of that naive, not well thought out questioning or point they were trying to make on this show. So of course, me sitting back knowing how it really works, I'm frustrated on both ends. I'm frustrated on the person that's making the comment, and then I'm frustrated on the person that's trying to tell them how wrong they are, because in your way of telling how wrong they are, you're actually wrong too. Because you said there are no people, the host said there's no people out here facing murder. And then it went from murder to violent crimes. That's not true. Let me express something to you. Let's first clear the air of what a violent crime is. Let's get an understanding of what a violent crime is first. Let me see. I was reading a comment. Yeah, they're talking about the building. Okay. Let's get an understanding of what's a violent crime. Is domestic violence a violent crime? Somebody answer that one for me. Is domestic violence a violent crime? I am not going to go on until somebody type yes or no. I don't care who it is. Y'all got to get engaged with me. I need somebody to say it on the screen. Okay, Stephanie Hyde. Thank you, cuz. She says most definitely. Levita says. Holloway says yes. Uh-oh. Come on, Keisha. Keisha says depends. I'm not saying did they commit a violent crime. I'm saying on law books, is a domestic violence considered a violent crime? Let me help everybody out because I do see we got enough for me to keep going. I appreciate it. Hit the share. Maybe some other people will come in and say something about it. To me and to the legislator, to legislation, domestic violence is considered a violent crime. Okay? On the law books, domestic violence is considered. It is considered. Let me see. Hold on. Keisha says, "No, now I've done seen a lot, but DV is definitely violent." Oh yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. She says, "Now I didn't seen a lot, but DV is definitely violent." So domestic violence is considered a violent crime. Okay, I was just putting it in the air so people can follow me a little bit. So we got it established that domestic violence is a violent crime. Okay, now let me ask you this. Help me out. This is a hard one. This is one that I think is a matter of judgment. If you catch a gun spec charge, possession of a firearm, when you're not supposed to have one, is that considered a violent crime to be caught with a gun? Now, we all know that guns lead to violence, but you're a person that got caught with a gun who is not supposed to have a gun. Is that considered, when you get caught with that gun and they charge you possession of a firearm or carrying a concealed weapon, is that considered a violent crime? Yes or no? I'm just curious. I'm a little torn on this one. Help me out. Levita says yes. So if you catch a gun charge, if you catch a gun possession charge, is that okay? Let's see. We have a no. Tori says no. Here's where I'm torn with it. If you catch a gun charge case, do you feel that you have to have used it in the act of a crime for the crime to be considered a violent crime? Or do you think the tool of a gun is considered enough to be considered a violent crime? You get what I'm saying? Like, the fact that you have a gun, is that considered to be a violent offense? Let me help everybody out who says no, or who may be on the fence. I've been on the fence about it, but I'm a law guy. I look at what the codes are. You have to understand what I just described of catching a gun charge. These things, possession of a firearm, I don't know. Let's just say weapons under disability because you had a gun or a weapon or something like that. These are charges where you do not have to be charged in the act of using it in a violent way. These are felony charges. Anybody else know how to get a felony charge without some form of violence by using a weapon? I mean, if you have a weapon on you, if you have a gun and they charge you with a felony possession, that's not considered not a violent act, but a violent charge. You have a gun charge. Some people would say, no, that's not a violent act. It's not a violent act. It's not a violent act, and it's not against someone, but it's a tool that you use in a violent manner, right? So has anyone ever heard of the charge criminal tools? Has anybody ever heard of somebody getting a criminal tools charge? So you're going to charge somebody because they got everything they need to break into a house. They ain't did it yet, but you get a trespassing and then they get criminal tools. Help me figure this shit out. All right, let me get back to the point. I wanted to just lay the foundation about how some of these charges go. Let's get back to the point at hand. What really pissed me off. What really pisses me off is when misinformation is out there and someone says some shit like violent criminals do not get out without bonds, when in fact they do. Violent criminals get out of jail now in 2020, 2021, more now than ever before. Keisha, you still here? How's things going? Are felonies getting hit like they used to? Just be honest. We ain't got to talk shop. We ain't got to talk business or none of that. But just answer that question for me, sis. Ain't shit a little slower on felony situations when it come down to people being out on bond? I mean, them having bonds put on them. Have you seen some of the domestic violence cases? These are felony charges where guys are getting let out on an OR with a TPO. And some of them only having, see, she said slow. She in the business. She know what I'm talking about. Some of these violent offenders only have a TPO, keeping them between themselves and the person that they assaulted. A TPO. Do y'all know what a TPO is? It's a temporary restraining order. It's an agreement, it's an agreement between the defendant and the court, not even the victim. It's an agreement between the court and the defendant. And it's an agreement that the defendant says, while I'm out, I promise to stay 100 yards away from the person that I'm accused of doing whatever I did to, or whatever I'm accused of doing. I won't be around that person. And then I will show up on my next court date. You're out on a felony domestic violence, which is it or is it not a violent act of crime? So I'm just making my point that there are people. And see, here's the thing. You got people that want to try to contest this, that they ain't got nothing to do. They ain't got a dog in the fight. They don't go to the courthouse. They ain't been down there. They don't know nothing about how it is, but they going to tell everybody else. And they got platforms talking about how people wrong about shit, but they ain't even out here in this shit. They don't even know. They don't even know. And I can tell you, anybody right now that work not only in the court system, but work in the law, period, will tell you that violent criminals are getting out of jail without having bonds to post. OR bond is considered to be a bond. I mean, it is a bond, but it ain't. There's no monetary. There's nothing you have to do. For those that say violent criminals are not out on the street because you got judges that are letting guys go on just their word, it's happening. And I know there's some people that's like, no, it ain't. That's okay. You keep on believing the sideline people, and we'll keep on keeping shit 100 over here. Do you think the reason why crime is up in the city? I got a perfect example for you. Do you know that most of the crime that's going on right now that's super high is all in cities that have no bond? I mean, they eliminated cash bond. Do you know that? They don't have bonds, and they don't do bonding systems in Chicago. They don't do bonding in Chicago. They trying to end bonds. They trying to end bail in California. Look at what's going on out there. Look at what's going on in Chicago. Look at what's going on in Minnesota. Look at what's going on in all these cities. See, this is where you lose people when you start talking real. Because they in this fantasy world, they want to be, you just want to be on somebody's team where the shit'll make some sense to you. And the real is the only way it's going to make sense. What we talk about is 100. If you can't handle the truth, go on somewhere else. There's plenty of lies out there for you. But anybody that'll sit there and try to convince people that violent criminals are not getting out of jail, but yet you can't see all this shit that's going on in the streets. So you try to tell me all this gunplay is first-time squeezers, first-time shooters. You don't think any of this shit that's going on out here is retaliation crime. You don't think it's because judges, and to be honest with you, here's another area where they miss. When you go to arraignment court in the morning to get a bond, you're not even in front of a judge. You're in front of a magistrate. This same magistrate don't even hear felony cases. So explain to me how you got a magistrate Someone that's jurisdiction can't even hear a felony case. Why are you letting that person who's looking at major crime in front of them set bonds on felony charges, but they can't even hear a felony charge? They can't even hear a felony case. Explain that to me. Explain to me how that makes any sense at all. Somebody just sent a message and I hit, it was Ro. Hey, Ro, can you resend your message, bro? I think I deleted it by accident, man. It's showing up on one screen and the other. I didn't mean to do it, bro. I double clicked it and it went off. My apologies, bro. But he says all tied together. Absolutely. It's all tied together. They all in the same thing together. I get what you're saying. But all I'm saying to you is the misinformation that we give. There is a caller that calls another show. He calls in and he says something. It was so far away from the truth, but I understood where he was trying to go. He's trying to explain to you the same thing that I'm explaining, but he doesn't have the background to be able to describe what's really going on. So all he has, his resources are blogs. And that's not good information. But I'm telling you, and see, I wish we had as much viewership as these other guys, because those other guys are talking to you without the information. Then they bring guests on their show, and sometimes they don't know what the hell they talking about. It's amazing how a 30, 40-year run of a show on the radio was talking about bonding the other day, and they didn't have one bondsman from the city of Cincinnati on the show to tell the shit how it really go. It's amazing how everybody, including callers, the host himself, everybody had an opinion. Everybody had some shit to say, but nobody had anybody on there that had credentials of what the conversation was. I don't understand that. How could you possibly be? That's like us sitting in a room. That's why I don't listen to jailhouse lawyers. You know, the dude that's been to jail his whole life. He come home every once in a while. He got everything figured out. They can't do that to you. They can't pull you over and ask you for your license. Hey, you a passenger. You ain't got to show your license. You know, the people that always know what the hell the Constitution is and what police can and what they can't do. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. So I really wanted to call, but I didn't call because I don't know how that would work. I don't want to step on any toes. I don't want to call somebody's show or step into the lane and try to make it seem like I'm promoting my show or promoting me, or I don't even want to do that. So most of the time when it's in my lane and I hear them talking, I cut the shit off and I let everybody be blind. I let the blind lead the blind in them cases. I have nothing to do with it. I step off. I mind my business. And then I come on here and I bitch about it. Because, man, it's frustrating. It's frustrating to sit back and hear these people talk about some shit they don't know nothing about. And then be putting down other people at the same time. You don't even know. You ain't out here. You ain't doing it. Somebody hit the like. Or no, you ain't got to hit the like. I know y'all ain't feeling me. We about to get in topic, man. The first hour is up. We got an hour left, and we going to get in topic. And this is where I know I'm going to lose everybody because don't nobody want to talk about this. Y'all want me to bitch and complain. I already know. All right. Let me ask you this. Is customer always right? I ain't gonna say shit until somebody put it on the screen. Is a customer always right? Is the customer always right? Levita says no. Who else? Can I get another one? One or two? Stephanie says no way, no how. Is the customer. Now, I want to make sure I'm understanding this, fam. I want to make sure I'm understanding. Y'all saying no, but are you the customer? Now y'all know this is Bulk's. Here's why everybody's saying no on this on our platform, because we ain't got nothing but bosses over here. So it's usually business owners that's gonna respond and have something to say about this shit right here, right? So if you hit a clock, you've probably been told by your boss that the customer is always right. That's probably what you've been told. But we all know that shit ain't true. We know it's not true. We know that there is always going to be some customer, no matter what you do for them, they always going to complain. You already know it. And here's the thing. I've been in business. I've been in business for myself and done some other business adventures where no matter what I do, some money is just not, all money is not good money. No matter what I do to correct the problem that customer and I may have, no matter what I do, she or he will bitch and complain, write a bad review. There's no fixing it. So I've learned to try to weed those type of customers out of my life. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what you do, if you fix it, you lose money on them. No matter what you do, it's never going to be enough. It's never going to be enough. And I've had more problems. I got this little saying. And it's the truth. I don't know who's all in sales or whatever you do for a living, but I'm going to be honest with you. For my bosses, this is for you. It seems like the people you make the most money on be the easiest and be the gracious and be the best clients and customers you could possibly have. It's always the ones that you're barely making some money on that end up being a damn fool. And you overextend yourself. You stretch yourself out. You go way to the extremes to make sure they're happy. And then after everything is solved and everything is done and over with, they still come with some bullshit, give you a bad review, talk about you in the streets, talk about your product or whatever you have. They're never going to be happy. And I kind of got a problem with that. I had a situation the other day as a customer. Also, people who will say no are the easiest customers. Us, the bosses, we the easiest customer. All right. Like I had an issue the other day. I was picking up something. I had to buy a new bag to travel with. When I come home to Cincinnati, I bought a new bag to come home to Cincinnati, but I had to order it. And when I ordered it, it told me to come pick it up at the store on a certain day at a certain time, after 11 o'clock. Well, it wasn't there. And they were on me like I was about to act a fool. And I was like, oh, it's not here. Okay, now I leave tomorrow. So is there any way to be here today? I'm just curious. Because if not, I could come later on tonight if they could be here. I'm totally working with these folks and they looking at me like he different. Like, sir, okay, sir, since you're so cooperative, look, here's my cell phone number, sir. I'm going to text you from this number when your bag gets to the store, sir. I mean, the customer service was it was great. It was cool because I didn't clock out when I got there and my shit wasn't there. I mean, they went over and beyond because I was like, okay, here's my approach when I didn't have my product. I said, oh, it's not here. Okay, they said, can you come back in about 15 minutes? Or no, come back in about 30 minutes. We believe it's on the truck. So I wait a whole hour. I went and got a sandwich, come back to the store, and I walk back in and I could see it on their face. Oh, shit, here he come. He gonna trip. And I walk in there and the manager or whatever the young little girl is, she said, sir, it's not here yet. We're sorry, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, no worries. It's no big deal. Things happen. I understand how things get confused and stuff gets shipped away. And, I understand. I get it. And they were like, unbelievable. You know, they were like unbelievable that I had this approach. So I had been back twice and still hadn't got my product. And that's when she said, here's my cell phone number. I will text you soon as we get it. Soon as we get it, I'll text you, Mr. Wyatt. Don't worry. We'll get on to blah, 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 blah. And I'm tripping because they overly nice to me because I'm not tripping out. Now, if I'm an asshole to them, how does that make my situation better? Am I going to be an asshole so I can get extra 10%, 20% off the bag? Am I cheesy like that? Not really. My anger is not worth that much. Me getting mad at some people that can't really control my time like that. You can't control it being missing. If it's missing, it's missing. As long as you don't mess with my money, I ain't got no anger for you about some bullshit. I ain't got time for that. So I come back, I leave, and I get a text message about an hour later. Mr. Wyatt, your bag is here. It's sitting right here with me. Blah, blah, blah. Come on in and get it. I go back over to get the bag, and it was all Gucci. Not the bag wasn't Gucci. I'm just saying the situation was all Gucci. It was great. Okay? And all I'm saying to you is this. I'm an easy customer. Like, I know shit go bad sometimes. It's not the end of the world if something go bad on my part. I understand. I make it easier for people who may be going through some things at work and things aren't working out. But I expect that same attitude if I do something or something on my end is slacking. Here's what's funny about this shit. There's nothing worse. I gotta put a spin on it to make it make sense and to have some fun with it. There's nothing worse than some badass attitude employee acting like you the problem because they messed up your order or they messed up something of yours. Now that's different. See what I'm saying? Like I might get out my body a little bit. I might get in my feelings when you treating me like shit when you messed up. I will have a problem with that. Or, ladies, I know y'all about to get mad at me, but customer service is key. You have to have good customer service to run a good, successful business. Show me a successful business with bad customer service. I'm not talking about one that started with great customer service and it went downhill. We can name several companies like that and they will be gone if they're not already gone. But show me a business that starts out with bad customer service and they blowing up. Show me one. And I'll tell you that something's wrong with the customers. Something's wrong with the customers if you allowing a business to abuse you or talk bad to you with bad customer service when they mess up. Y'all gonna be mad at me when I say this one. But since there's 4 of us here, since there's a few of us here, what's that, Denise? She said, oh, what's up, Denise? She said, that's not true. That's not true. I tell you what, what's one of the biggest companies right now? It's fast food. What fast food company has the best customer service out there? Go through the drive-through, go through the drive-through, go inside. Who has the best? Okay, Denise says, I can't name one. She says, I can't name one that comes to mind, I'm assuming. There you go. There she said, she finished it off. Yeah. Name a company that has horrible customer service that's blowing up. None. But I can tell you that Chick-fil-A, there you go, Demetria. Y'all laugh at people. You laugh. I don't even like Chick-fil-A. I don't eat Chick-fil-A. For some odd reason, it's not a chicken flavor that I like. The fries, none of the shit they have there. This is not you like what you like. I'm upset that I don't like Chick-fil-A because they deserve my money. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Chick-fil-A deserves my cash. They deserve my money. When my daughters say they want a Chick-fil-A sandwich or salad or whatever, or the French fries, I don't have any problem going there because they have the most courteous service. They have the best service. They keep a smile on their face. And if there's ever a problem, they fix it with a smile on their face. They apologize and they fix it. Now there, a customer is always right. I can tell you that now. They will not be wrong. I got a question. Is customer service, do you feel if you spending your money? Uh-oh, my sister, y'all about to get on me on this one now, sis. But y'all hear me out because the bros got a problem with this too. Is customer service only how they treat you? Or is customer service how clean the place is when you walk in, how clean the drive is, like how clean the drive-through entrance is, no trash, no dirt, none of that. Is that part of customer service as well, like cleanliness? I would say so. I would say so. Is presentation of the employee important? Yeah, I think so. I think all of it. I think so. Denise says all of it. Stephanie High says particularly the restroom, all of that. So now you do understand as a business owner, everything I just mentioned is on my radar of how I want to make sure my shop is ran. My office. If a client asks me to use the restroom, I shouldn't have to be like, hey, hold on 1 second before you go in there. Let me go fix this up. No, I got my shit in order before that. If a client asks me anything where they want to go somewhere in my office, I shouldn't feel like I have to clean it up beforehand. Let me ask you this question here. I'm going to be honest and tell you, I cheated on my barber about a few days ago. I'm a cheat. I got my hair cut in Florida, right? Dig this. I went to a barbershop. I normally let Sosa cut my hair in Cincinnati, but I wasn't home. And I wasn't in Cincinnati. I needed my hair cut. So I cheated on him. Yeah. I went to another barber who taxed me for a basic cut, didn't even cut my face hair, didn't do anything for an extra $10 that I normally pay to my regular barber. Now, just for that, I got to be real, and I got to keep shit real funky about what happened in this barbershop. And this is a barbershop that was like really nice. And I'm not saying that white guys can't cut my hair or white girls can't cut my hair, but for some odd reason, since I was a little boy, I've just been guided to believe or to think like, okay, there's a brother in that shop. It's almost like if I go, one of the reasons why I don't go to Crispy Cut in the malls or whatever the shit is called. What is that? What's those little cut places called? Fast Clip in the mall. And it's ladies in there getting $10 haircuts and shit like that. And, like real fast clip. I don't know what they call sports clip, shit like that. I don't go there because I don't think you can cut the way I need my hair cut. You probably can now because ain't nothing special about my shit. But for years, I wore my hair a certain way. As you get older, shit change. But anyway, point at hand. I go in this complex. I'm in Florida. I go in this complex that I go there, but I didn't realize there was a barbershop. I never use them. So this barbershop is a really, 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 really nice barbershop. The floors are new, big screen TVs everywhere. And what was crazy and what was so unique was it was well balanced. I mean, they had white barbers, black barbers, females, males, obviously, and there were mixture of people going in here. So I say to the brother, I go to the brother and I'm like, hey, that's just me. I'm sorry. I say, hey man, you cut? He's walking in. First of all, everybody in there, here he come in with his, you know how they had a clipper bag, they clipper box, look like a, it's like a briefcase. He walk in behind me and I see all white barbers. Not that I have a problem with it. Females, they can cut. And they, these are younger people. They ain't like 20, but they, mid 20s, early 30s. And they taking care of their business. And it's country music playing on the radio. So I'm like, okay. I ain't trying to be funny, but you already know they taking care of their business. They keeping it clean. It's country music in there. It's totally diverse. Okay, it's diverse. And as I tell this damn story, Miss Williams just jumped in. I was trying to sneak this one in before Miss Williams got in because she run a shop. Okay, I'm sorry, sis. I got to tell my truth right here. So I'm down there getting a cut, and the brother comes in right behind me, and it's like already late, and I'm like, do you cut? He was like, yeah, man. Can you come back in about an hour? I said, fine. I go, get my shit together, blah, blah, blah. Go back to the barbershop an hour later, and he's not there. They said, he'll be back. I said, okay. Now there's two brothers. There's one that's, has committed to cut my hair, and there's another brother in there, all right, that's already working. Now, bro, y'all gonna get mad at me, but this is customer service we talking about. The brother that told me to come back in an hour is gone for the day. But I come back in an hour and he gone for the day. He had something to do with his grandson, is what he said. Okay, but that's what he told them. I sat there for almost 30 minutes waiting for him, about 20 minutes, 25 minutes waiting for him. And then the lady at the reception desk comes to me and says, who are you waiting for? And I say his name because I had his business card. And she said, oh, yo, he's already gone for the day. I said, but he told me to come back in an hour. Yeah, he had to take he had his grandson's birthday party, blah, 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 something, son birthday party or whatever. And I'm like, damn, he could have told me that. I'm saying this to myself. It ain't her fault what he told me. So I look at the other brother over there and he's cutting a white dude hair. He's fading the white dude's hair. And I'm like, well, bro, cut. He cut. And lo and behold, I don't even ask bro who's in there working if he can get me next. You know why? Now I know I'm about to get some flack, but I'm a business owner 20 plus years. Customer service is part of everything we just mentioned earlier. Appearance, cleanliness, neatness, bathrooms clean. The shop was unbelievably nice. But all the white guys and the white girls that worked in there were dressed like hair people. They were dressed like, I ain't saying, look like you about to go out to the club. But some of the white barbers had on jeans with nice tennis shoes and a shirt, t-shirts with little sayings on it, Polo Club, whatever. Nice. Their hair was done nice. They were tatted up. I was rocking with them. Everything was Gucci. I was loving the environment. But then I see this little brother over there who I want to give my money to. Now, y'all can get mad at me if you want to. But when I see little bruh and he's over there with basketball shorts on, with slides on and socks that are like right at his calf, and he had on a wave cap and a wife-beating shirt. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know them tank tops they call a wife beater. I never was a fan of that definition. I know Miss Williams, she said, watch it, watch it, watch it. I know I'm tap dancing on some shit here. I know. But we got to clean this shit up because it's important. These are the levels. This is the path to success. And when you hear people go against people like Monique, when they say shit like, wearing a bonnet in public, that ain't no big deal. Stop judging people. She wasn't at work. She was handling her business. When you practice bullshit, you get good at it. When you're walking around looking like a mess, you stop forgetting that you're practicing to be good at something bad. So when I'm in the shop And I really want to get a brother my money. But bro got on some shit like he at the basketball court. He got on raggedy ass Nike slides with socks on that are dingy, basketball shorts to his knees, a wife-beaten tank top, one of them wife-beaten t-shirts, and a do-rag on. And you in a place of business handling your clients that way. You're only one of two blacks in that shop. Am I embarrassed? Am I embarrassed? No. As I told you, I'm not embarrassed with the sisters that wear the bonnets at the airport. They representing themselves. That's them. But little bro, you're at work. You have made it too comfortable to come to work looking like soon as I finish working, I'm gonna get myself together for the day. Who do that? Who the hell go to work looking like when I finish working, then I'm gonna get all dressed up for the day? He did. Now, I know I might get canceled. I know some people ain't feeling me on this shit, but presentation is very key to your success. And I actually waited. Now, here's the thing, and I'll get back on it. I waited till the next day because as I left, not giving the brother my money, I called the brother who left. Now, this ain't bash the brother because I still gave the brother some money who cut my hair. I called the brother who left me hanging. I called him on my way walking out the door, and I'm like, bro, you told me to come back in an hour. Everything good? You okay? Did something happen? Here I am, Mr. Good Customer, making sure he's good. Oh, yeah, man, you know what? I didn't have your number. I couldn't call you to tell you I got to go pick up my grandson. It's his birthday, and we got to go do something. I didn't have your number, so I could have called you not to come back in an hour. Okay, bro, maybe you had a whole lot of shit on your mind when you told me, an hour and a half ago that you did have some other shit to do. But I said, you going to be available tomorrow? Because I got a flight tomorrow. Well, what time can you come in, man? I'll be there early. I said, okay, I'll meet you there early. You tell me what time. I live about 3 miles down the street. He said, well, I can get there as early as 7 in the morning. I said, I'll meet you there at 7. I'll be there. This is what I said. I'll be there at 7 a.m. So bro says to me, okay. Okay. Sorry, I want to read this. Miss Williams says, no, I truly understand. It's people like you who keep my salon nominated as the best in the Buckeye State. I listen to what your desires are. See, that's business. That's what bosses do. All right. There's levels to success. Some people only want to be so good. Greatness is not necessarily, don't get it twisted. I'm not mad. Like, if you don't want to be great, not you, Miss Williams, I'm talking about in general. If you don't want to be great, that's okay. Greatness is not for everyone. But if you want to be the best, if you want to be great, if you want to one day have an empire, it begins at the ground level. Where you build your foundation, how you start the foundation is how you're going to finish. Trust me, you can't start a great business on some bullshit. It won't be successful. It won't. So I meet the dude. Y'all know I'm there at 7. I'm just like that. I try to be on time as much as I can. If I'm late, it's because somebody held me up. It's not because I'm like, oh, I get there. Some people leave at 7 when they need to be there at 7. My wife. Y'all didn't hear that. Y'all know what kind of time that's called. We'll keep that on the inside. We'll keep that time. Y'all know what we call it. We got to be there at 7. and you ready to leave now, and here it is 5 minutes to 7. You know this place is 25, 30 minutes away. Why are we leaving now? I'd rather not even go. Let's call and cancel. That's just me. I find it really, really, it's a pet peeve of mine to show up for anything late. It bothers me. It bothers me. So I show up at the barbershop at 7. I sit there. I sit there. It is, I ain't petty or nothing, but it's 7:27. I'm counting. It's 7:27 and this dude show up. And I'm like, I'm glad I didn't tell him an hour or 2 or 3 before I had to get my flight. So he walks up, the door is open because some people got there at 7. The other barbers got there about 7 o'clock. And I walk in and we walk in together and he asked me, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? He gives me a haircut. He did a great job on the haircut. He didn't do all the things that I'm expecting as a customer for him to do, nor did he ask. And maybe that's my fault. Here I am, Mr. Great Customer, taking blame for some shit somebody didn't do for me. Maybe it's me not asking. Bruh, can you trim up my face? Can you do? As a businessman, I want to try to collect as much money from my client as I possibly can. So I am going to offer everything that I do. Now, I'm not a barber person to, Miss Williams, y'all do that. You know what I'm saying? I can't come to your shop and say, hey, offer a hair trim, offer a shape up, offer this, or offer a shampoo. I can't do all of that. But I do know as a businessman that if I have product or if I have additional items that I can sell to you during my sale to you, I am going to offer it. I don't care what the business is. I don't care. If I'm selling hamburgers, damn it, you want some cheese on it for 10 cents more. I'm always going to try to upsell you. That's business. There's nothing wrong with that. Who was that used to say for 10 cents more, you can go to a large? It was somebody who used to say that shit in sodas, like at a restaurant or something. It might have been McDonald's or somebody like that. They would always, for a quarter more, you can get a large. Well, bro gives me a haircut. He doesn't do my face. He doesn't do, all right. For my barbers out there, let me tell you something, and some people gonna trip out when I say this shit, but it's the truth. It's me. I don't know how many other people feel this way. But as a grown-ass man, let me tell you one of the things that I really, really love to do is I love to get my face cut, manicured face, and I need you to do it all. I need you to trim me. I need you to make sure everything's good around the ears. I need you to also hit those little bitty nose hairs right there because we all have them, right? And you got the clippers, bro. Cut that shit off. It's right there. Cut it off for me if you don't mind. I shouldn't have to ask. No. What up, Cindy? He was not all that young. Now, here's the thing. You got to understand, I'm a very understanding guy. Because he was between 30 and 35, that's fairly young to me, but he could have been cutting for 10 years, but he also could have just been cutting for 6 months. I never asked. We never got into that. You can, listen, hair cutting is very, very, it's one of them businesses where you could get into it. It could be a second career, like you can get into it when you get out of school and you can be an older age. So I didn't really consider how long he's been doing it. But all I'm saying is how he handled his business. How he handled his business, he needs to practice and touch up on that. Now, let me explain to you. I like to get the nose hairs cut a little bit. For those that may not know, you'll make your customer feel great. I ain't saying dig all up in their nose and shit. I ain't saying that. I'm saying there's a level. Hairdressers and barbers are special. They make you feel brand new when you walk out. It's a great experience as long as you have a good experience in there. They're necessary. You can't tell me anybody on the show right now can put a perm in their hair right now or cut their own hair at home and finish cutting their hair or getting your perm rinsed out your head, and you feel the same way as you do when you leave this hair salon or the barbershop. The shit is different. It's different. Cindy, did I mention I like my nose hairs cut? I'm just kidding. It's different. So they play a big part in my life. I used to have a barber. Let me tell you, the older barbers are the best to me. Donnie, not Donnie Williams, not my bro, but Mr. Donnie's barbershop downtown. He was an old guy. Rest up, Mr. Donnie. Mr. Donnie was the old head with the clippers. He'd cut you. He would do everything sweet, and then he'd lean you back. He'll lean you back in the chair, put the foam on your face, take a straight razor, shape you up with the razor, with the shape up, the facial hairs, and then he would, first before he did that, he would get the towel, the hot towel, and put it in water, and put that hot towel on your face and let it sit there. Oh my God, it was a great experience as a customer. He would let that shit sit on your face for about maybe a minute, and he would take it off, and you just feel so fresh. And then here he come with the stuff with the blades. I ain't talking about clippers. He would come with the blade and shape you up. He took his time. And that's why I had no problem waiting, setting an appointment, spending my money. I didn't care if he went up $2 for the year or whatever the hell it was. He got it because I left satisfied. I felt brand new, and he was a very important part of my life when it came down to feeling good and good about myself. Straight razor. There you go, Miss Williams. He would use that open straight razor. You know what I'm talking about. It was a great experience. He kept his shop clean. He'd have the little boys come in there for a couple dollars to clean up the shop, sweep. I wanted to help sponsor that. I'd throw off extra couple dollars, get a kid a couple dollars for sweeping up the hair up under my chair. I didn't have to do that, but I love the experience in Mr. Donnie's shop. Now let's get back to my 7:27 in the morning, 27-minute late cut. Not only did bro give me a cut, the cut was dope. The cut was good. It ain't that hard to cut my hair these days. All right. I'm not that young guy that got to have all this old other shit going on. But he does a great job at tapering my hair and doing what needs to be done. But he doesn't touch my face. He doesn't get my nose hairs. He doesn't do anything special. He doesn't upsell. He doesn't do any of that. And then at the end of the cut, I get up, he showed it to me, blah, blah, blah. I get up out the chair and I'm like, thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I wipe the hair off my face because he didn't blow any of the, you got to blow the hair off. You got to wipe it off of people. You can't just take the thing off and then just make sure your shit clean, bro. You can't just make sure your cape is clean for the next person. What about your client? Can I get a wipe down? Can I get some? I mean, am I asking too much? Is it too much to get the ear, get the hair out my ears? Is it too much? Can I get that little piece off my lip because it's about to go in my mouth, damn it? So I get up out the chair, dusting myself off, and I'm looking, I'm like, okay, I see it in the mirror. Okay, we good, we Gucci, it's good, it's nice. You could have did the hair out on my face. I didn't say shit. I live 3 miles down the road. I'll do it myself. I'll save the money. But then I reach in my pocket and I'm like, all right, bro, what I owe you? And I ain't going to tell you how much he charged me, but I will say this. I'll never go back because the price of his haircut was more expensive than the people that I use who give me much better service. And I'm going to be honest with you. I ain't going to hurt nobody's feelings, but the cut was on the same level as what I've been getting. If not, damn, Sosa, don't be mad, bro. Don't be mad, but it might have been a little crispier on certain spots. The shape up was on point. because he had to figure the shit out. See, I got this little cowlick on one side of my head. I think it's on this side. I got this little cow spot that's been hard for barbers to cut on me for years, since I was a little boy. We all got this little, what they call Billy Ocean in our head. That little swerve in the, the baby hair shit. Well, I've had this problem for a long time. So barbers always have a problem shaping me up. They have to step back. And I knew what his problem was when he kept starting over. And I'm like, oh, Lord, I have been to a barber before. Now, my barbers, y'all tripping out on me right now because I know y'all have done this shit and you've made this mistake maybe early in your career. But you cut and you lose sight of the hairline. You started it. You got it right. But then when you look at your client, you see that the shit is crooked. So now you working to fix to get it straight, the uneven side. You trying to get it all together, right? And what you doing, some of you pushing the hairline back, trying to re-straighten it. And before you know it, you got some Stephen A. Smith shit going on. And you pushing the hairline back. And you got a shadow of the real hairline. That ain't happened this time, but I was scared. I was scared. Because I'm like, damn, he keeps stepping back. He keep cutting. He keeps stepping back. He keep cutting. He keeps stepping back. And he's touching me up. And I'm like, he pushing my shit back. He pushing my hairline back. Come to find out, bro didn't. He was working on an area. He got the shit right. I was happy about that. Now, Miss Williams, a 7 a.m. cut don't cost more because that's what time they open. He told me to be there at 7 a.m. so I could be first. But I guess since he didn't have anybody next, he just felt like he can come when he wanted to come. No, he didn't. This wasn't that. That shop opens at 7 a.m. All the other barbers were there. All but maybe a couple of them that I seen the day before, and I don't know their schedule, but you see what I'm saying? It ain't like he made a special trip. No, he said, I start working tomorrow at 7 a.m. That's what time we open. I said, okay, I'll see you here. Do you have an opening? He said, yeah, you'll be my first one. Come at 7. That ain't no special trip. He ain't did shit special for me. He was late too. So even if it was a prime time, what did you call it? A peak time. It wasn't peak time when he got there. If 7 a.m. is your peak time, it wasn't 7 a.m. when he got there. So don't charge me no peak time price. That's what I'm talking about. We always want to complain that people want to negotiate our prices. We always want to complain that people don't want to pay our price. You got to look like your price. Who remember that post I put up the other? Oh shit, it's been a little while. I was there. I was in Florida. I put a post up and I said, bro, you trying to charge me $1,000. This was some shit that I didn't tell nobody what was happening. But a dude tried to sell me a watch for $1,000. First of all, you got to understand me. I'm an Apple Watch guy. All right, it ain't a watch that I would buy for $1,000. That's just me. I'm a little cheap when it comes to shit like that. An Apple Watch it costs enough. Okay, to pay $300 or $400 for a watch is right where I need to be because it's probably gonna say the same time as $1,000 watch. I know it'll say the same time as a Rolex. I know it'll tell you the same time as a Movado. I know it would. So I'm not tripping on shit like that. That all being said, I had a brother ask me, he tried to work me and tried to get me to buy a watch from him for $1,000. And I'm looking at him and I said, bro, you don't look like $1,000. How am I going to spend $1,000 with somebody that don't look that way? It goes way back to the brother that I told you that I wanted to give my money to in the barbershop. I wanted to give that brother that money in that business. But bro, I got to look at you and say, I really want to work with you. Now, if I had a choice between some brother that was holding me up on my time and a little brother that's right there in front of me and not really repping right, I'm going to wait and see how we work this shit out tomorrow with my 7 a.m. cut. I'm just going to be honest. I'm not going to push my money somewhere else. It's just me. Y'all get mad at me if you want to, but I have been blessed in certain areas and I know how to pass those blessings on. and I know teachable moments. Now, would I have done what Monique say to do and go tap a brother on the shoulder and tell him, take that do-rag off, little man. Get out of them damn basketball shorts with the mustard stain on them. Take those damn slides off your feet. Get you some clean socks. If I knew the young brother, I would, but I didn't know him. I didn't know him. And I didn't have time to get to know him. I'm headed back to Cincinnati the next day, late in the evening, blah, blah, blah. You know, whatever it was, whatever the time frames are. And I didn't have time to go to church with the little brother. I didn't have time to do that. But y'all do know, you got to be careful. Because sometimes when the village speaks, it's not accepted. When the village speaks, it's not well accepted. I've been called by local, I've been called by people when I do stuff like that, or when I try to help, or when I try to be part of something. I've been called what black folks want to do with each other. They call us elitists. That's a fancy word nowadays of being called something like you think you better than somebody. That's not it. Let's take this call. Maybe somebody here to help us out, figure this one out. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with? Let me see if we got something. This is Wyatt. Can I help you? Must be that barber. Must be that barber calling to tell me he's sorry. I missed that call. But anyway, when the village speaks sometimes, we got to learn to listen. When you are the village, you got to learn how to sacrifice and step up and say something. That's just my opinion. When Monique said what she said about the bonnets, y'all know my feeling about that. You damn right. I've always said we're as good as our practice point. Miss Williams says, that's why I can listen to you. You keep it real, still giving him credit on what he did right, as well as what he did wrong. Much respect. I mean, that's what it's all about. I mean, I could have crashed him. I didn't say trash. I said crashed him. I could have bombarded with all the problems. I'm not like that. We're not going to ever get anywhere. You listen, constructive criticism is not a bad thing. You do know constructive criticism in a lot of people's eyes is negative. Those are certain type of mentalities. Constructive criticism is a negative thing. I don't get that. I mean, just because somebody tell you how to do something alternative to how you're doing it, don't mean it is bad. You don't have to believe them, but don't you sometimes take it for food for thought? Like, damn, maybe I need to think about that. Let me just ask you this. Here this young brother is sitting in the barbershop cutting with a do-rag on, and I know a lot of brothers do. It might be a little bit more accepted. Now, I know I'm about to get towed up for this. It might be a little bit more accepted if it was an all-black barbershop and everybody rocked the same shit. And it's like everybody gonna look like when we leave this joint, we gonna get ready for the club. That's the barbers, the people waiting for a cut, the people in the chair, and we all talking Sports Center and we kicking it. I probably wouldn't have a problem. Well, my sedity ass probably would. But I believe in practicing how we are. And the bottom line is this. The young brother had on a tire that just wasn't right. He had a do-rag on. It just wasn't right. And my thing is this. You might not know what those other people that are renting chairs or who are in those barbershops that are there working, you may not know how they feel about that young brother. He might be the nicest kid in the world. But they may not. There was an Asian guy, those guys that are Asian, they mix with Asian and white. You could tell that he's not full blown Asian, but he's looking like he was one. He worked there, and you got to understand they all could be cool, but the world we live in today, So, ain't nobody that damn cool where they can approach you about certain things, especially cultural things, because this little young brother might feel the same way a sister feel walking through the airport with a bonnet on. If I'm Monique, I ain't about to say shit. I ain't tapping nobody on the. She did exactly with the platform that she has. Monique handled it exactly the way she should have handled it and put it on the air and get a filter. Let it float in the air and get a response. But to actually go tap somebody, that might have been a bad idea. So I would have to say to her, she did it the right way. And for those that get mad, call her elitist and call her all these names because the village spoke. She don't speak for all of us. She just speak for the ones that got some damn sense. Crystal Wheelwright says, have me sitting and waiting for 3 hours and then don't have what I need. I block them and unfriend them. They need understand what I was complaining about. So F. Am I wrong? Am I exaggerating? Am I over the top on this? The person needs to hear the truth to improve themselves. I agree. Miss Williams says, wait, not in the black community. No, sir. You're talking about still being able to wear the do-rags and doing what they doing. I didn't say that I was cool with it. I might have said I was cool with it, but I don't mean it like that. I think I would have had a better understanding. But if I walk in a barbershop and everybody in there do-ragging and ain't or not professional looking, you know, I am a little apprehensive. I am. I mean, you can call me whatever you want to call me, but it's my money I'm spending for the service I need. See, like I told you, barbers and hairdressers are very important. They provide a service that make me feel brand new when I walk out. So why do I want to be all uncomfortable? If I'm uncomfortable getting brand new, chances are I'm not going to feel brand new. I'm going to be uncomfortable the whole time. And when my cut is over with, I'm going to be like, okay, I'll see you maybe next time. But I'll never go back to that barbershop. I was overpriced for the cut. The service was bad. And I asked the question that we brought this on. Is customers always right? No. I'm a customer. I have customers. And I'm going to tell you right now, customers are not always right. We all knew the answer to that. Here's what I want to do before we get out of here. I want to explain something to my entrepreneurs. Never fall for that bullshit that you've never heard from somebody that really out there doing it on their own. They all say customers are right. No matter what, the customer is always right. Don't walk in a store with that attitude because it's not going to get you what you want to hear all the time. It's not going to get you what you want. An understanding person of a problem will get more out of a company or out of a situation if you have your head on your shoulders, deal with it properly, take it in and understand as a business person yourself that things happen, because there's been plenty of times as a business owner, I dropped the ball. We have dropped the ball. We rescheduled people. We done all of it. So we understand how it is to be on the other end of disappointment. So when we get disappointed going into a business, we have a better understanding, right? We should treat it that way. Those situations work out better for me. Like I said with the bag, they treated me like royalty and king over a bag. It was $100 carry bag. It was a bag. That was not going to be the end of the world if I didn't get that bag. I just would have bought something off the shelf maybe. I would have got something that would have served a purpose. It wasn't a big deal. But I had an understanding and I act accordingly, and I was cool with everybody. Like, hey, I understand shit happened. I really wanted that bag, but hey, maybe it wasn't meant for me. I don't know. Who said that? Where's my phone? Oh, Miss Williams says, where's my phone? James says, exactly. That's why I have no bull in my salon. Professional at all times. There you go, bro. There you go. Keep it. And don't slack. When you get one of them, when you got somebody that's renting a chair or whatever, I'm not saying y'all business. I'm just talking about anybody. Like, you know, look, man, we got to have standards across the board. We do, because it only makes people better. Y'all know how I am. I tell women all the time, it's your fault when you with a bad man. It's your fault when you got some bullshit going on in your life. You accepted it. You brought this dude in that you thought was going to change. He ain't going to do you no better than he did the last 4 or 5. Come on now. So we need to approach our business the same way. See, I'm not about pulling the roots out of our problem. I'm about hold on one second, caller. I'm trying to kill the seeds of the problem. Hey, good evening. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Good evening, Mr. Wyatt. This is Alicia and Donald Williams.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Hell no. Wait a minute. Did you say Mr. and Mrs. Williams?
Yeah, we both here.
Wait a minute. Hold on. How many days past Father's Day or gift day are we at this point? It was last week.
It was Sunday, right? When is Sunday?
It was Sunday last week, and Donnie been ghost. He been ghost on me.
He said he was still on the little lake out there.
Yeah, he was. You know, y'all needed a boat. Y'all needed a motor on that boat. You was killing, bro. He out there like this and shit. He was like, I know he was sore when he got home. He was canoeing. He was like this. He was like, with his little straw hat on. I'm like, get that man a motor. Don't y'all got some gas? Get him some gas. What's
my arm is like spaghetti, man, when I got done.
I know it was, bro. You was I mean, listen, bro. It was cute. It looked fun. It looked good. But, bro, I'm going to tell you, let me give you a secret, bro, okay? And I ain't trying to put you on blast. Everybody know we the same age, so I shouldn't say this shit. But, man, we too old for that type of shit. You understand? Bro, I know your arms is hurting like a mother.
Yeah, it was a really good upper body workout.
It is. Shit. Yep. You've been better off just going swimming. Because, I mean, that was just too much, yo. That was too much. But you know what? Let me say this to you. Y'all look like y'all had a ball. Y'all look like y'all had a ball, but I noticed there were so many kids around. And see, I understand they asses out there. But y'all, you know, I'm like, where the boat? What you got? If you're gonna ride in a little bitty canoe like that, you got to have one of them little motors on the back with your zip.
It was so many adults. We was just sitting back and watching. Well, it was very diverse, you know, and we were like, oh boy, but you know, they thought Donnie was a white man anyway. That's another story.
All right. So listen, now that I got Donnie on the phone, what was up with you? Hey, hold on. Donnie, this is what I think about you right now, bro.
Oh.
I hear you.
Can you hear them crickets?
Oh, it was silent. It was silent.
Okay, all right.
I'm going to talk about what I called last week and Nikki.
Oh, y'all was on there?
Yeah.
I'm mad at you, bro. I had no backup.
Me and Dominique.
Hey, you know what? Next time I'll just be on the show with you. How about that?
All right, bro.
Side by side.
Yeah, my brother's keeper. You got me. Okay, I can't wait for that.
Get another mic for me.
All right, bro. I was getting crushed. The women were crushing me. But I was telling the truth because they was lying. They was lying, bro.
He kept saying that. He crazy. He still saying
They was lying. Miss Williams, Dominique, all the rest of you. I ain't heard you. Listen, we done ran Dominique off, bro. She on call. I don't know who she is. I ain't never seen her. She on call no
That's
more.
my sister. That's his sister-in-law.
Hey, bro, she gone. She's MIA. She called the show.
She's in Facebook jail. She was talking about the show today. Yeah,
listen, do you know? I know why she's in Facebook jail because all that lying she was doing on the show that day.
God.
Right after that show, they locked her ass up for Facebook jail.
Yeah, they locked her down. She's salty too.
But what's up, though? What's good with you, sis? How things?
Oh, nothing much. You made a good. I'm glad that you speak the way you do. Because with people in business that we do, we cater to a lot of people. And one thing people need to understand is that everybody's service is different. So just because you go on Walmart, you get say a bag of toilet paper or something, you check out the same way. But when it comes to servicing someone, it's very different of what their expectations is. And that's why people are supposed to have consultations. And when you have that consultation, it takes a little bit more time, but then you get an idea of what this person is actually looking for. And if you can actually give them that service, But at the end of the day, I think what could have happened is if you would have told him, like, not to be hard on him, just how you speak now, and just say, you know what, I was looking for a little more, you know, so he'll know, not for you, okay, you already gone. You say you ain't gonna go back. So he'll know for the next person, because it's a learning experience. And I think what happened is he's older, and I see that in some of the older men, they get so comfortable. Right. And that's why you see them in the shorts and the t-shirt and the do-rag.
Well, that's this was the young dude that I didn't have the cut. The young dude had the shorts and the do-rag on, who I wouldn't go to in the shop. The other brother was a little old. He was older than the other kid. And that's who I end up doing the business with. I mean, I had a problem. I didn't have a problem with either one of them, but they're part of a problem that's untalked about, that we don't talk about. And let me just tell you what I just learned off of what you said. I think what I'm going to do is I am going to make a phone call to that, because I still have that guy's card. I'm not only going to say something. See, I'm not probably going to go back there unless that conversation turns out to be a little different. If I call and tell the barber who cut me, like, hey, bro, you know, I would really appreciate it if you, because I didn't have no problem paying what he said. I gave him what he said, okay? But I want to let him know that he could have upcharged me for other services. But what I'm also going to do is I want to find out who that other little brother was, because I think that conversation is more important than the other dude.
The young brother could be a reflection of what he's seeing in the barbershop. Now, barbershop is totally different from a salon.
Yes, you know, but this barbershop was different. Yeah,
who I bring into the salon, I make sure that I try to model what I would like to see my other stylists do in the salon as well, because what kind of business they bring still reflects on my business as well. Right. So I want to make sure that the same temperament is in the salon, you know, more family, you know, diverse and everything as well. But like you said, like if you got other services, say, hey, I got some beard oil or moisturizer you may need, or, you know, like you said, the razor cut, the stain time, but people are so into that fast lifestyle, they don't want to get that. And I think I seen Crystal put in your comments that she sat and waited in a hair salon for like 3 hours. Right. You know, that is entirely too long, but I can admit that happened to me before, because of other situations happening in the salon that they don't know about. You know, you just can apologize and just try to make up for the time. The time is gone, you know, but I wouldn't want her to sit there for 3 hours. I will ask her, like, hey, you want to go grab some lunch? I'm running late, blah, blah, blah. But I can't disclose what happened previously to her. And then you have a lot of that, oh, let me go unblock, let me go and not talk to them. But I think the best form of communication is, like you say, I'm gonna call them and just let them know, like, hey, that experience really wasn't good for me, and I just thought, and I can respect that. You get what I'm saying? Like, it puts me on my game if somebody can come to me versus bash me. You get what I mean? Like, let me know what I did wrong, and then allow me to fix it. Now, if I get that big old head, like, F you, and okay, you done. But if I say, you know what, let me reschedule you and let me see if I can get what you're needing. You know what I mean? Just give us a chance to recover our business. I think people give up on our businesses too easily. And then also I wanted to add, in a Black barbershop, that's what attracted me to even want a salon, of going into a Black barbershop. Those men were sharp. They smelled good. They had bow ties on. They had ties. They had crispy white, the smocks on, the shoes were clean. They invited us in to, like you said, to sweep the floors, to get extra money, you know, to get little ice cream and stuff, take the trash out. So that's what excited me. And I have the same thing going on in my salon. Some of them work out, some of them don't. But I think we do need to keep that family, or, you know, that family vibe in there. And then, like you said, you're going to call him because you still got his car. You got his car for a reason, and you didn't throw it away. Right. So that's, you probably do want to talk to him. You just didn't say that yet until now. But I think you should give him a chance to revive himself. You get what I mean? Yeah,
absolutely, sis. You're absolutely right. I think subconsciously, I'm just that guy. I mean, I do keep a lot of business cards, but I think what I will do is do that. I think I needed a little confirmation from the crowd, and you couldn't have been a better person to bring that to me. So I appreciate that. I will reach out to the young man and I will say something about it. And I'll be that uncle or that aunt, or, like Monique said, be the aunt or whatever we are. I will try to do that. I'll do my best to try to make it, I'll do my best. One other thing while I got you on the phone about this subject, I want to tell you one thing that I didn't say during my spiel on this young man, this particular barber. He was cutting somebody's hair and he was looking the way he was looking. And then he had his cell phone sitting on his back shelf where the mirror is, where all his tools and his brushes and stuff is. And in the middle of the cut, he would sometimes, he was texting back and forth with someone. You see what I'm saying? So he was stopping what he was doing. And now he could have been texting because something was going on at the house. I don't know. But, I just found that to be unprofessional as well. He's sitting back, cutting somebody's hair. And every time his phone beeped or, vibrated and you heard it, he would go over, stop cutting their hair, and he would start texting people back. He was text messaging back. And I just found that to be, of course it's unprofessional, but I just think that he needs to put that on his radar of what to watch out for as well, because people pay attention to that. And the other thing on that, sis, is this, to be honest with you. Keep in mind that this young brother is not in an all-black barbershop, not that matters, but he was not in an all-black barbershop. He had other barbers around him that didn't quite look like what he was presenting himself to be. Now, some people may say, see, Wyatt, that shouldn't matter. That shouldn't matter. But it does matter, because what happens to the white guy or the other guy or somebody that come in that sees he's totally, a different setting of the picture in there. It's not because you black. It's because, bro, you're not as polished looking as these other ones. Like, I want somebody that's polished and look like they give a shit about themselves. If you don't care about you, how you gonna care about me? You can't make me feel special.
Because it is a grooming business.
Absolutely.
So I agree with what you're saying.
Absolutely.
That you're going in to get another look, a new look, a fresh look. And the only person who can, I don't want to go into a spa and their clothes are dirty. Like, that's just how it is. Or it could be clean, it could just look dirty. And I got a problem with it.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with everything you're saying, even with your thoughts and everything. But I think if you give him that same conversation, whether it's 3 minutes or 5 minutes, I think he can reflect and he can grow from it. Either that or he's going to suffer business-wise.
Sure.
I mean, he's either going to have to take the hit, but I can tell you with that cell phone thing, I told my husband in 2018, I got my worst rating as a stylist, and I took it to heart. I was like, oh my gosh, I just got my worst rating. But I was on the phone. My grandmother was passing away of cancer.
Right.
And what I should have done was said, you know what, let me shut down for the day and let me make sure she's good and taken care of. But what I was doing, I was more focused on what is my client going to say if I don't show up? You get what I'm saying? So damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Right.
So what I should have done as a business owner was just to shut it down, and then I wouldn't even have that issue. So it taught me a lesson. Sometimes when you got personal things going on, it's okay to turn it off. Right. Turn that business off and get to personal. Yeah, and he could have been going through something, I don't know, but I just know that was a learning moment for me in 2018, and I've been on my game ever since. Once I got that rating, I'm like, but she's absolutely correct.
Right.
Like, no matter what my excuse was, there is no excuse when it comes to business, but I should have just shut it down.
Right. And those those are learning moments, but
it is.
It's a learning opportunity, and we all have to take those opportunities and grow from them. And I mean,
and it's for people like you, and I wish more clients would do that, because that's what forms the relationship. That's what forms the respect. I can't always be right. I'm gonna get something wrong,
right?
But it's up for you to say, hey, I ain't like you went a little bit up on my hairline, or whatever your conversation is, for me to make sure that I get it right the next time, so I could pay closer attention, or because everybody's different. I can't do every woman the same way, even though the woman want the same hairstyle, I can't achieve it the same way. So with you teaching him, I think he's going to be a better barber tomorrow versus what he was yesterday or today.
No, I agree, and I'm definitely going to I'm definitely going to, look into what I could do to maybe help. Now, keep in mind, it might not go all that well because bro might be on some different shit. He might be on he just might be on some different shit, and I just.
Tommy said, let you know he'll be in the car right behind you just in case.
Oh yeah, okay, all right, bro. I'm glad you got my back.
That's so crazy.
I'm glad.
That's what we're trying to avoid, Donald.
Right. We trying to teach these young boys something, man. But yeah, I understand. I'm gonna tell you something. I took a picture of the barbershop. I probably shouldn't have did this shit, but I did it. I took a picture of me sitting in the chair, right? And I could probably get sued for this if he ever found me, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I don't care. I took a picture when I was sitting in my chair, and I was purposely took this picture because I wanted, you can't see the faces that well, but you could see the little Asian dude who's cutting in the first chair. Okay, he has the first chair of the shop, and then the little bro has like the second or third chair down on that same side. I took a picture of this because I really wanted to make a point. I wanted everyone to see how professional one guy looked and how the other guy looked. And what I'm saying is we all done been in hood barbershops. And what I mean by that is everybody look the same. Everybody do-ragging up. Everybody talking. We have a ball. Listen, those are my funnest times. I ain't tripping. But I'm a grown-ass man now that want different kind of service. Okay, that's just where I'm at in life right now. So I just have a problem because this young brother didn't really understand his setting. He didn't understand that it's like when I first had my first job that I had to wear a suit. All right. I had a suit that I had to, I was in sales, but I was wearing suits to work that you go to the nightclub in. I was getting suits from Oak Tree, where the guys that was there working was getting suits from like Dino's and these, corporate stores, high-end stores. I was going in like I was at the damn club on Friday nights. I just wasn't ready for that conversation yet. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't there yet. But I'm going to show you this picture on the screen of the actual name of the barbershop was on the show. Logo. Yeah, shit like that. Maybe he just started. I don't know. But that ain't, if that's the case, it's not his fault. It's the owner's fault. It's the business owner's fault. You can't let somebody come into your shop and represent your shop like that. Yeah. So there's no excuses, no way around this. None.
That's true.
None.
That's true. All right, that do reflects on the ownership.
If what I'm saying is the case. But here's the other thing. Even if the kid's been there since the day they opened, as the owner of that business, I got to check him and say, hey, whatever your name is, blah, blah, blah. Lil Ricky, I'm just saying, Lil Ricky, you got to get your shit together. We all come in here. And listen, there were ladies. There was one white lady in there that worked who cut hair, whose booth was right next to where I was getting my hair. And she had on those spandex, those workout pants, right? But y'all know how to wear those to make them look like, you know what I'm saying? They don't look like you're at the gym. They don't look like that. Y'all have made that an outfit, and it's a presentable outfit with a nice shirt with the company logo on it. It's a sporting outfit now. It's like wearing a sweatsuit, kind of sort of, That's what she had on with a hat, the whole nine. She just looked presentable. It wasn't because she was white. It was because they just all were in code of business. And the young brother that I just put up, come on now, you can't.
thing, and I had on something, just casual, nothing, too fancy with what I would normally wear to work. And Curtis Fuller just walked straight to my door and was like, "Hey, I'm interviewing you today." I'm like, whoa, like,
Right.
Wait a minute. But I had a smock. I have a professional smock that I will put on that has my logo. It has my brand on it. And I just buttoned it all the way up and was like, okay, I'm ready,
Well,
So
see, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready, babe. You know that.
That's true.
You stay
That's
ready,
true.
so you
my
don't have to
grandmother
get
always
ready.
told me, keep you a blazer or a nice sweater wherever you are. And I keep one hung up on my back door in the back. One of them has my logo, one of them don't. And I just grab, my little apron and put that on. And I was like, all right, I'm ready to go. But you're right, because he don't know who hair he could have been.
That's right.
Cutting. Not to say you're not important.
No. I see exactly what but I was important enough not to have him spend. I didn't spend my money. See, that's more important. I ain't got to be no music or no record producer or some producer of a TV show to come into your shop. Right. That's unlikely to happen anyway. What's more important? It makes your
comfort go down too.
Sure.
The energy you give. I'm real big on energy. The energy you give. If it feels like you just rolled out of bed through something,
that's what I'm saying, sis.
I'm gonna feel that.
That's what I'm saying. I want to feel. Yeah. I told you, y'all are important. I want to feel brand new when I leave the hair salon or my barber. I want to feel like $1 million when I leave. You see what I'm saying? Not because you all in my head about how great I am. It ain't that. I self-confident myself when I leave out looking good. And it stick with me for a while. Y'all are just like cologne. When y'all get finished, you spray yourself, your talent on me. And when I walk out, I'm supposed to, just like every woman that hair you do, you gotta, they have to feel special when they leave there. Not because of what you tell them, but because of the service you provide.
That's true. That's
just business.
I could be a horrible stylist, horrible. And I would tell anybody, I train stylists every freaking week. And you could be a horrible stylist as far as styling hair, but if you give great service, that customer will come back to you.
Absolutely.
So I mean, it is the truth. It's exactly the truth what you're saying.
Well, that's how I feel, sis. I'm sorry that I had to use Lil Bro as an example, but the only reason why
give him a call.
I will. I got the card in my bag. My bag. And I appreciate you calling in. Tell my brother I said what's up, and I'll talk to y'all in a little bit, okay?
Okay, talk to you later.
Nothing but love. I'll talk to you. Bro. Bless you too, D. Talk to you, bro.
Okay, bye.
Later. All right, listen. I'm going to be getting out of here in a couple seconds, but I want to express something to you. I've heard people talk about when Monique was going in on the sisters about the bonnet and how it's elitism and how it's not important that these girls aren't going anywhere special. We talking about the airport. Listen, it's always important that you at your top notch. See, if you practice ratchet, or I don't want to call that ratchet, I'm saying if you practice a certain thing, if you practice carrying yourself wrong, if you practice dealing with situations bad, you become good at it. If you slack yourself and loosen up your tightness, you become loose. And I heard people talking about they only going from one place to the other. Wait a minute, hold on. The reason why you the reason why I get my hair cut is so I don't have to wear a hat unless it's necessary. The reason why I keep myself well groomed is so I can be well groomed at all times, not sometimes. I ain't trying. Listen, I don't have to look my best everywhere I go, but I have to look presentable. Because look, you might think, she ain't going on no job interview with a bonnet. I heard so much nonsense. See, we got to get away from excusing dumb shit. Stop co-signing dumb shit trying to sound relevant. Keep it 100. If you a person and your family ain't doing the shit you talking about, if your family, if your wife, my daughters, your kids, if they're not doing the shit that you stamping, you really should be careful what you're saying, because would you let your daughter, my son couldn't walk out of here with a do-rag. I'm sorry. He couldn't do it. I don't have a son, but let's take my daughter. My daughter can't walk out in public with me nowhere, and she wouldn't do it on her own. She ain't going to do it in the airport. She ain't going to do it. It's self-respect. She's not going to do it. And see, when people say things like, oh, He didn't go on a job interview. Well, guess what? Let me express something to you. That little brother that was sitting in the barbershop who was cutting the dude's hair, and I'm like, bro, you wave capped out, you shorts all dripping, and no. He was on a job interview. What if I wanted to hire him to cut my hair? That's an opportunity that he passed on. Maybe I'm going to pay him every time I go to Florida. Maybe he's the dude that I would have cut my hair. He missed an opportunity without a chance. Yes, it happens. And you don't know who's going to be walking through the airport. You don't know what opportunity going to be there. You might not be waiting for an opportunity. You may not be looking for the opportunity. But what a lot of people don't know is sometimes opportunity strikes when you least expect it. So if that's the case, how do you know you're not going to miss something? If you stay ready, you never have to get ready. And ladies, it puzzles me. It puzzles me that you would spend $200, $300 on your hair and not want to show it off every day that you walk outside. How does a lady get a $500, $300 braids and y'all don't come outside with that shit every day? I'm gonna wear that shit. I'm gonna wear it until the braids start falling out, falling apart, unraveling. I'm going to get every dime worth of it. It's like my car. People be like, yo, I mean, you know, some people that be tripping about this. My car, I say, hey, I paid enough. Shit, I'm going to drive it till the wheels fall off. Damn it, I don't care. I'm going to drive this till the wheels fall off of it. I'm going to get my money's worth. So if I go to the barbershop, that's why I don't have a hat on today. I just got a brand new cut yesterday, day before, whatever. Why am I going to wear a hat? Why am I going to wear a hat? I just got my hair cut. I ain't going to try. Listen, okay, it's time to feel good. Time to let the air hit my head. Time to sit at the pool and let the sun hit on my cranium. So you tell me, why spend all that money and then walk in public looking like when you finish doing what you're doing, then you're going to get ready for the day? I might be wrong. I could be wrong. But that young man lost clientele. And all I can tell you is when you work in a barbershop that clean with a diverse group of barbers, you're missing money because some people will pass you by because of your appearance. I'm just being honest. Now I know it may not feel good to hear that honesty, and you can call me elite, you can call me elitism or whatever the hell these people say. But you know, I always challenge this, and y'all know me, man. I keep shit 100 when it comes to this shit. You ain't gotta like what I gotta say, but you're gonna hear it, and you can cover your ears, you can hit the mute, you can do whatever you want to do. But you know what I find kind of funny about people who use that word about elitism and call them black folks that got a little bit of something. They want to try to make it, you know, seem like that, you know, black people who try to make things make sense and blah blah blah, and you know, came from nothing and end up with something. You want to try to criticize them and say elitism. That's usually motherfuckers that ain't got no money. That's usually who say shit like that because they don't know. So let me just get this right. So as long as I'm broke, as long as I'm on some grind shit and can't come up, we good. Like, you cool, you rooting for me. That's how down you are. You down for the cause. But when I get my opportunity, or if I come up a little bit, now I'm part of an elite society. That makes no sense. Who you truly rooting for? Are you rooting for me, or are you rooting for the poorness? That's all I want to know. And then here's the major $1 million vaccination question. Do you still feel that way if you had the shit that you talking about other people get? Would you feel that way? How elitism would you be if you had with those elite people that you classify as elite? How would you do things? You'd still have a certain mentality of being broke, or would you upgrade certain situations in your life? Because there's nobody on this planet could say, and I'm talking about people away from this camera, could ever say that I've talked down on anybody. I've never talked. Now, if you take what I say and look at like, I ain't trying to rock with this dude who doing this and he doing too much and I need to be feeling good. If you think that's talking down on somebody, then guess what? This show ain't for you. I may not be for you. But the truth of the matter is, one thing I find in common with people that always talk about people and call them elite and call them all this old bullshit, they all pretty much in the same boat. All of them. They all pretty much sitting in the same position in life. That's all I'm saying. They all coming up. And ain't nothing wrong. You cheered for me when I was grinding. And then when you get a little something, now all of a sudden you putting the next grind man behind. Were you really cheering for me? Or were you just cheering because you understand that grind and you just ain't hit your plaque yet? And it ain't me. I'm talking about the people that do you like that. There's plenty of people out there right now rooting for you with a smile on their face. But what you don't know is they rooting for your ass to fail. You know how many people then been a great friend of mine during the grind, and then when you hit a certain plaque, they fall off on you like you changed? Well, yes, we all change. You can't act or do certain things when you're a public and you in the public, when you're doing certain things. When you gravitate, when you're going up, the air gets thinner. The air gets thinner. You have to breathe and move different. Sorry. If you're not ready for that, you're just not ready for that yet. If you're not ready for that truth, you're not ready for that truth. You know the ones who get in trouble? You know celebrities? We got local celebrities. You know why they get in trouble? Because they don't have that philosophy yet. They don't understand that yet. They still want to move the way they used to move, and they fall for that. Oh, I'm going to kick it with my fellas. I'm going to kick it. I'm going to kick it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to throw them out. I'm going to do it. And they go broke. And they get used up, and now at the end of the day, all they are is a has-been who's now down with everybody. That's what happens. I'm just being honest. Seen it a few times in my lifetime. So y'all keep those elitism conversations to yourself, because if somebody would tell this young brother in the barbershop not to be rocking shit like he's rocking, things could be different for him. But I know no one would dare. No one would dare, because I know the white dudes on his job ain't gonna say shit to him, because here come a lawsuit. Oh, y'all profiling me. Y'all telling me I can't work here because I don't look like y'all. And then a brother can't say anything to you. A brother can't say anything to you without being called a name. I'm not understanding that. I'm not understanding that. So you got to help me out. Listen, I'm over my time by a whole bunch. By 30 minutes. I came in about 10 minutes late just because I was late. I was late. I'm not going to lie to you. It's my fault. But I hope you enjoyed the little small conversation we had today. Let me see if I got anything, just to see if I got anything. Let me make sure. There it is. And what I'm going to do is, let me just make sure I got everything here. Let me make sure. Yeah, I got it. All right. I just want to make sure all my text messages in my Gmail and my what's that? What is that? Oh, okay. I thought somebody sent me a message on that. But I just want to make sure I got everything straight. Let me make sure I got it. Okay. Listen. The 5 p.m. drive home show, we're going to do it again tomorrow. Right here. Studio R. How you like Studio R? A little different. We're going to do it again. I appreciate you guys coming in this evening, giving me your time, letting me know how you feel, sending all the messages through. Hit me up on my DM. Let me know what you think about today's show. Give me some ideas of what we could talk about. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow is Friday. Is tomorrow Friday? I want to try to do a show, no politics. I want to try to do that. It's very difficult. I know Kamala Harris is going to be Vice President Kamala Harris is going to go to El Paso, Texas, to the border, and she's going to show up. She's going to take a few pictures. Her face is going to look, she's going to look totally shocked at the shit she's saying as if she didn't know it was existing. She's going to go down there and take a couple photos with some kids, and she's going to rub a couple hands and sit there, and she's going to promise the world that the world in America is different. But it's a little too late for that. You have gone off to these other countries with an agenda before you put America in front. That's what I seen. I seen you go to Mexico and Biden Center. You done been to Mexico trying to fix their shit. You done been to Guatemala trying to fix their shit. And here we are with the highest crime and the shootings and shit in Chicago and in Cincinnati and in Florida and in California, and not to mention New York. We got all this shit going on right here in the God bless of US of A. And y'all out there working with these people, giving up 200 million. Where the bag at for us? Hey, Biden and Harris, I'm still looking for that free college. I'll never let that shit go. I know y'all ain't gonna talk about that till 2023 when it's time to get back at it. I know that's when the conversation's gonna come. Y'all busy with COVID. You busy helping everybody else. You busy doing the shit y'all do. But I know all those talk points that was coming up during the election. I'll never let the shit get buried. I am a working class father with a kid in college and soon another one to be in college. I'll never forget the empty promises that came our way from you guys. I'll never forget it. And for those that was hating on Ice Cube, but didn't say anything about Diddy and them, where's the black where's the black party at? Remember when Diddy came out 2 weeks before the election? See, y'all better stop listening to these niggas. They ain't telling you nothing. They just talking. They just talking shit just to have something to say and stay relevant. Yo, I'm sorry that I had to go out like that. I'll see you guys tomorrow. This is Wyatt at the 5 p.m. show. See you tomorrow at Studio R. Unless we have everything fixed up, we'll be back at it. I mean, we may have to come back to Studio R. I'm not quite sure, but we're going to make it happen. This is Wyatt. I'm out. Talk to you next time.
Yeah. Motherfuckers better know.
What? Wait, what?
Come up and lock your windows, close your doors.
Who with me?
Small. Yeah.
Check.
My man Gift left a check and a 9 at my crib. Turn himself in, he had to do it big. I won a 3, he be home in the 93. I'm ready to get this paper, G. You with me? Motherfucking right. My pockets looking kinda tight. And I'm stressed, yo Biggie, let me get the vest. No need for that. Just grab the fucking gap. The first pocket that's fat, then take it to his back. Word is hard, I'ma smoke him. Yo, don't take no move, right? Treat it like boxing. Stick and move. You ain't got to explain shit. I've been robbing motherfuckers since the slave shit. With the same clip and the same profile. 2 point blank, a motherfucker short of die. That's my word. Nigga even try to perform. Mother singing it's on. Yes, love. Look your fucking attitude. Because the nigga play pussy, that's the nigga that's getting screwed and bruised up. From the pistol whipping, what's on the neck from the necklace stripping. Then I'm dipping up the block and I'm robbing bitches too. Up the herringbones and bamboos. I wouldn't give a fuck if you pin Eric. Give me the baby rings and the #1 mom pendant. I slamming niggas like Shaquille. Shit is real. When it's time to eat a meal, I rob and steal. This mom Duke ain't giving me shit. So for the bread and butter, I leave niggas in the gutter. Word the mother, I'm dangerous. Crazier than a bag of fucking angel dust. When I bust my gat, motherfuckers take dirt yes. I'm all that and a dime sack. Where the paper at?
He's sticking you and taking all your money.
Give me the loot, give me the loot. 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 big up, it's a stick up, and I'm shooting niggas quick to get hiccups. Don't let me throw my clip up in your back and headpiece, the opposite of peace. Sending bomb through the reef. You're talking to the robbery expert. Step into your wake with your blood on my shirt. Don't be a jerk and get smoked over being resistant. Cause when I lick shots, the shit is specific. Goodness gracious, the papers. Where the cash at? Where the stash at? Nigga, pass that before you get your grabbed up from the main thug. 357 slug, and my nigga Biggie got an itchy one grip. One in the chamber, 32 in the clip. Motherfuckers better strip. Yeah, nigga, peel before you find out how blue steel feel. From the Beretta, putting all the holes in your sweater. The money getter, motherfuckers don't affect her. Rolex watches, the colorful swatches. I'm digging in pockets, motherfuckers can't stop it. Man, niggas come through, I'm taking high school rings too. Bitches get squared for the earrings and bangles. And when I rock it and pop her, I'm taking her to rockers. And if she's persistent, back up. So go get your man, bitch, you can get robbed too. Tell him Biggie took it, what the fuck he gonna do? I hope apologetic, or I'ma have to say it. And if I said it, the cocksucker won't forget it.
But he used to be loose, taking all yours.
Give me the loot, give me the loot. 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 Man, listen, all this walking is hurting my feet. The money looks sweet. Where? In the Suzuki. Man, I throw him in the beam. You grab the fucking cream. And if he starts to scream, bam, have a nice dream. Hold up, you got a fucking bitch in the car. Great coats and diamonds. She thinks she a superstar. Oh, Biggie, let me jack her. Kick her in the back, hit her with the gas. Chill, shorty, let me do that. Just get the fucking car keys and cruise up the block. The bitch act shot, getting shot on the spot. Oh shit, the cops! Be cool, fool. They ain't gonna roll up. All they want is fucking dope. So why the fuck you keep looking? I guess to get his life cooking. I just came home and trying to see Central booking. Oh shit, now he looking in my face. You better haul ass, cause I ain't with no fucking chase. So lace up your boots, cause I'm about to shoot a true motherfucker going out for the loot.